What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. This thing, I'm definitely, I know my track record as far as like technical analysis goes. I do keep track of certain things, and I know that I'm correct more often than I'm wrong. But this thing, I swear, I've been wrong every single call that I've made for this thing, at least in the short term. My long term call is going to be correct. We're going up to $1,000, you guys. It's happening. It's inevitable. It's Thanos. It's the purple mutant monster guy, alien. Maybe he's not a monster. I don't know if he's a monster. Maybe psychologically, but he's just a normal guy from his world. I don't know. This is not about Thanos. This is about me, damn it, and how I just seem to get proven wrong with this thing time and time again, and at the risk of keeping up the curse. We're flipping bullish, y'all. We're flipping bullish. MicroStrategy will likely see new all-time highs in a matter of weeks, and probably in a matter of 2 months it will have complete resolution of this phase here. Okay, what do I mean by complete resolution? From a high to a low, and let's be fair, let's be completely fair. Okay, back here I was calling for MicroStrategy to go up. Every call that I've made on MicroStrategy hasn't been wrong. But basically since December, yes. I don't think I've hit one thing accurate for MicroStrategy. We're gonna turn the beat around, okay? We're gonna turn it around. I'm overdue, okay? So I'm just gonna make a wild call. We're gonna pump 1,000% tomorrow. No, we're at $297 now. The likely stopping area. I wanna say it like Donald Trump. Likely, probably. We will go to highs that no person, country, or American has ever gone before. A golden age of MicroStrategy is upon us, okay? I don't know if I did that right or not, but $919 is the minimum target. I would accept it as the minimum target. I don't think that we stop there, but I accept it as a minimum target. We might find resistance there. I'm fully expecting that MicroStrategy goes above $1,000. We'll see 287% growth. We'll see probably even more than that, maybe something at like 1,300, which would be a 300% growth. And perhaps, just maybe, you do go all the way up to 2272 and even beyond there. I think 1,700 is a possible target, but again, I accept this as a low. I don't expect this to be the low, or I accept this as a minimum high. I don't expect it to be the high, but I accept it as a possibility. I accept this as the maximum high, but I don't expect it to be, right? I would expect more, something in between. Something above $1,000 yet below $1,300 is what we're going for. And if there's one thing that's been consistent at all throughout this whole range, it's been that specific call. Okay, that call has not changed. The time frame has changed, and of course it has, because we've only moved down, or we've only moved sideways essentially. I don't think we're going lower though, guys. I don't think that we're going lower. I'm a bit suspicious to see. I think Bitcoin might not go to 72 to 73K like I thought it would either. I actually made a video on that recently today, and I have my reasons for that. It's okay, man. It's okay to change your opinions, right? You should, as a trader, as a speculator, be open to changing your opinions, right? Don't let anybody else tell you differently, right? It's good to have conviction. It's good to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. To be convicted in your plays, but whenever things are turning in the way that's not in favor of your directional play, you need to be open-minded enough to accept that you could be wrong and that things could go, because what if I just stayed bearish? What if I just said, hey, we're going to go to $200. I don't care what's going on here. It's going to happen no matter what. We're just at a lower high, and that's true. To be completely fair, MicroStrategy could still, and let's talk about that before we get too bullish, right? MicroStrategy could very well still go below $230. We could go as low as 200, maybe even 190. It's still a possibility. It can happen. If you don't think it can happen, you're going to get caught off guard, and then you're going to panic sell, right? If you're just thinking that the moon's going to come. But I am more bullishly inclined today than I have been over the past week or so now. So with that in mind, we'll probably go down. No, but I do think that inevitably we will go higher. If we're looking at this on a 3-day time frame, 3-hour time frame, I'm sorry, the 3-hour RSI looks very bullish. Some very bullish readings here. Productive, higher lows, higher highs. You look like you want to reach for the overbought zone, and with that, if you do get overbought on the 3-hour RSI, that will come very well paired with a breakout of this lower high trend here, right? Something like this. And I know you've got a little blemish here. Maybe I should draw it like this, whatever. Maybe it should be like this, and we could take it all the way back to here. Maybe that is actually, that's a lot more perfect, to be fair. Yeah, with a push into the overbought zone, not a rejection off of it, but a push into it, which I think we might be doing. We're geared up for it. We'll be breaking out of this downtrend, and that's a big deal. That's the first step to validating this as a low. Let's talk about that. What would it take to validate this as a low? Who cares what my thoughts are? Are we going up, going down? Let's just care what the chart is telling us. What would validate this as a low? We would need to do two things, okay? Maybe just one thing. Let's see. It's either going to be two things or three things. Okay, two things or three things. This is the first option. One, you break through this downtrend and you get above the golden ratio. If you can close above on a daily basis, not on an hourly or a minute basis, but a daily basis, if you can close above $392, if you can do that on a daily basis, you're breaking out of this downtrend, you're closing above the golden ratio, that is a valid low. No arguing there. If you don't want to wait until you get all the way up to 392, there's another thing you could do. Get to your 382. Maybe you find resistance just above it. Maybe you tip it as resistance specifically, whatever. Get to your 382. Break above this trend line. It's a three-step process. You break above the trend line, you hit the 382, maybe even close above the 382, and then come back down and you find support at the 236. What does support look like? Well, essentially, you find support at it, and then you will move up, right? Something like that. So you need to reject, you need to break, reject, support, validated, right? That's what it is. Three-step process there. So essentially getting above 320 on a daily closing basis can provide validation as well, as long as you check back at the 236, a prior area of support, a prior area of resistance, and you find support there, checking back at your descending trend line as well, something like that. So hopefully that all makes sense, right? Either one of those options, whether you find a little turbulence, you come down, you find support, that's okay. That'll validate this as a low, or you just rip right through and you close above the golden ratio, that validates this as a low as well, okay? And if you do that, then it is really time to get excited about the fabled $1,000 to $1,300 target area that we've been talking about for months now, you guys. It's actually going to happen, but only if we validate that. If you want to invalidate the notion that we go higher, well, continue to find resistance here. Don't go higher at all. Reject next week, opening up on Monday, right? And you do open up, on Monday. Reject down, come back down to prices that are below $245, and if you can do that on a daily closing basis, yes, we will see prices at $200 to $180, probably just below $200 there at like $195 or something like that, right down to these prior areas of resistance back here, right? That's where we would likely go. I'm just going to take it, put it at these wicks here. Yeah, $199, maybe $200 itself, exactly, like something at that area. If you close below $245 on a daily basis, you're going down, right? It takes a lot less to confirm that you're going lower because you're in a downtrend. It takes a lot more to confirm that this is the low because you're in a downtrend, and you need to form a new trend necessarily before you can validate this as a low, or just see such a dramatic move up that you literally are breaking. It's a breakout move out of this trend, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. The 3-hour RSI gets me excited. It looks pretty damn good. The 1-hour RSI is very bullishly configured as well. And the daily time frame, if we're looking at this here, come on now. Daily time frame is starting to turn around as well. We're not living below the 50 as much. We've had a couple of interactions just above it, finding support at the 40 area, an area that we found support before. If we can continue this, if we can see the growth that we're expecting next week, you might get into some overbought areas, some readings above the 60, stuff that you haven't really seen since your last move up. And whenever you start looking like you were on your last move up, you might perform as you did on your last move up, something like that, right? Let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll end this video, okay? I think MicroStrategy is in a bull flag. I think it is. This is how you'd measure the bull flag, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I think it is. If we put that low there, from that low to high there, and you put it at the base of the flag, the measure move takes you all the way up to about $1,100. Now, the measure move is a very specific thing, but it does not have to, the price does not have to specifically find resistance here. You can fall short. You can hit it pinpoint perfectly. You could break through it. Any and everything can happen. But what it is it's a suggestion of a general area that we might go to. And that general area is exactly in the area that I'm expecting we go to, at the 1,886,200 area. I think we go just above the measure move. I think this next move will be stronger than the last move. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of curious, what would a MicroStrategy MSTR be? Let's see. MSTR, where are we? Let's see here. Let's view all expiries. Do we have more puts being put on? Give me those puts. Da-na-na-na. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that, guys. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Make no mistake at all. We've had the put to call ratio. It has been under a 1 for months now. And finally, when we're starting to look bullish, finally, next week's expiries are more on the put side than they are on the call side. And what do we have in the weeks to follow? The rest of March going into the middle of April, they're all put dominant, man. Yeah. Don't make the mistake, my friends. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And again, I've been pretty damn wrong since December with MicroStrategy specifically. And a few other things, too. But right, wrong, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is if you're making money. And that's the thing I want to address here is if you think that we break out and you're expecting MicroStrategy to just perform as it has over the last few months, you might be traumatized. You might have PTSD because this thing, when it moves up, when it breaks out, it doesn't really give you second chances. If you think you can play this, if you think you can be smart and just catch it along every single step of the way before it gets to that area, it's not going to be like that, man. Look at how it moves up. It moves up fast and swift. And that doesn't mean there's not volatility, right? That there's volatility. From a high here to a low there, you dropped 17%. There's volatility on the way. Absolutely there is. It's not just going to be a straight line, but it's not forgiving to the upside, right? It's forgiving to the downside. You get multiple opportunities to buy at the lows or even opportunities, 3 weeks of opportunities to buy at the lows. But to the upside, it's just gone. It's gone with the wind, man. Especially when you're breaking out, right? Here you're moving up. Yes. It's not as fast, but you were still in this downtrend overall. Once you started to break the trend here, you moved up consistently. You moved down, you moved up consistently, right? It's not worth trying to play the game because if you do, you might miss this move. And this overall move, if you're holding it from 297, will likely go, I think, to $1,300, $1,100 by the end of May. And that's all I got. Okay, so if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. This is a very bullish configuration right now. I got to call a spade, man. You got lower lows in the weekly RSI, bouncing off the 40, higher lows in the price action. It's hidden bullish divergence, and then just bouncing off the 40 itself sets you up for some phenomenal stuff. I mean, look at what it did last time. You bounced off the 40 here. Look at what it did last time. And we're expecting a move that's bigger than what we saw last time. We'll see. That's all I got. Take care. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bye.